Hi guys, it's your girl Riveting Radiance, and I'm coming to you today with another review and first impression. Today's video is going to be all about sprays. Oop, some of that got into my wine, which I'm saving for after the video because I don't want to mess up my lip. Okay, so I'm going to review two products by a line called Scandinavia. And I'm pretty sure you guys have probably heard of Scandinavia. They're pretty popular. And I would kind of consider them to be a high-end brand. I'm going to be reviewing the Makeup Finishing Spray and also the Makeup Primer Spray. So I have used both of those today. I did record both of those instances. I recorded me using the primer and also using the finishing spray. And this is after an entire day of wearing makeup. First of all, let me just say I am into sprays. This is not my first time using a spray. I was using sprays before I reviewed these two products, and I'm going to show you two of the sprays that I use regularly. One spray is the MAC Mineralized Charged Water Skin Hydrating Mist, a spray, and the other one is the Benign Final Seal, which I absolutely love. So those are two sprays that I use regularly. Whenever I have something that I use continuously and that I really enjoy and that I really like and that I'm able to reap benefits from, it usually just kind of makes me inquisitive and curious about other sprays as well, because I'm thinking to myself like, wow, these are amazing, I love them. And a lot of times, why fix something that's not broken? If those are working great, then continue using them. But I'm still always very objective, and I'm still very open to other products as well, because who knows, I may find something better or something that's a little bit more useful. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the primer spray first. The primer spray is supposed to make your skin feel noticeably smoother almost instantly. So when you spray it on and then you go to touch your face, it's supposed to feel a lot smoother than prior to using it. Another thing that it's supposed to do is make a very light, breathable barrier between your skin and the makeup. So that's what a primer is for anyway. And I also have other primers that I regularly use, just so you know that I am into primers. And the reason why I'm showing you these things again is to emphasize that these are things that I normally use, which is why these products that I'm currently reviewing are piquing my interest. Right now I use sometimes the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer, or I may use the NYX Pore Filler Primer. And those are just two examples, but what I find interesting is that this one comes in a pump, and this one you actually have to squeeze out. So whenever I think of a spray, instead of pumping and squeezing and rubbing and using your fingers and getting product on you, all you do is you literally just spray it. That's automatically a 1-up for me. Another benefit is that this primer is supposed to prevent redness, uneven skin tone, and it's supposed to help with large pores as well. For example, with this particular primer right here is specifically for pores, and this particular primer right here is for hydrating your skin. So, you know, I have to have two different primers for two different reasons, whereas this is saying that it does all of that in one. So that was another 1-up for me, which made me interested in the product. Another benefit is it's supposed to prevent the need to continuously touch up your makeup and do a lot of blotting. Right now, I have not touched up my makeup. It took everything in me not to just blot and pat to get the shine off. And I never retouch makeup. I never reapply ever. Once I do it at home and I leave, that's it. That's the last application. You won't catch me reapplying anything. The most that I will reapply is a lip. So that's something that I never really struggle with anyway. But as far as like getting kind of oily and having a pat with like maybe a paper towel or an oil absorbing wipe, that is something that I sometimes have to do. So as you can see, if I get up a little bit closer, you can kind of see where it's oily down the bridge of my nose and on my forehead, kind of like in my T-zone area, like the top of my cheeks. I do put highlighter in those areas, so some of that is shine, but a lot of that may be the reflection of the highlighter as well. So although it did say that it would prevent you from having a blot, I do feel like right now, with me not doing anything at all to my makeup since I did it at 5 o'clock this morning, and now it is about 6:30 in the evening, I do feel like my makeup could use a light blot. And one of the neat things about the spray is that it is formulated to where it can be worn with or without makeup. So if you want to just put it on your face and just wear it just by itself, one of the cool things is that you can do that as well. All of the Scandinavia products are paraben free, they're hypoallergenic, they're cruelty free. So, you know, they try to stay a little on the natural side for those of you with sensitive skin or who don't want any harsh ingredients and things like that. Then that's another good thing about this product. Now the next thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about is the finishing spray. So for the finishing spray, it's supposed to be what you use as your very last and final step of your makeup, and it's supposed to help your makeup look just as good at the end of the day as it did when you first applied it. That's the whole entire point of a finishing spray. It's also supposed to give your skin a very healthy and natural glow as well. So again, that could be a mixture of shine, where, you know, my skin is producing oil. It could also be my highlighter, and then it also could be the healthy natural glow that the finishing spray is supposed to give. So that oiliness that you see could be kind of a combination of all of it. It actually doesn't look super bad, but I would just want to look just a tad bit more matte. And don't get me wrong, you know I am the queen of radiance. I'm riveting radiance. I love glowy, radiant skin, but I also don't want to look oily or shiny either, because there's definitely a fine line between the two. And also, I think the primer said it does this too, but the finishing spray is supposed to keep your makeup from setting into any pores, fine lines, or wrinkles. And again, it's supposed to help you to do less touch-ups throughout the day, which is always a plus, because who wants to keep reapplying their makeup? Like, I know I don't. Now the finishing spray has something called temperature control technology, and it kind of keeps the makeup cool, and the purpose of that is so that it does not melt or slide off your face. So if it's the summertime and it's hot outside and it's humid, this is where this would definitely come in handy. Or if you're going out to the club and you know it's going to be packed in there and it's going to be hot and sweaty and you're going to be dancing the night away, then that's where you want to use that. Anytime where you feel like you're going to be in a sticky situation where it's going to be humid or muggy or hot, or any type of situation where your makeup could potentially melt off or slide off, the finishing spray is supposed to lock it in to where it does not move. It's like smudge proof and melt proof and slide proof and all of this and all of that. So that's, I think, probably the number one benefit of it. All of the other benefits are just as great, but I think when someone hears that pretty much wraps up the info part of the review, to give you a background of the sprays and what they do and their purpose and their benefits and all this and all of that. Now, as far as my personal experience, I liked the primer. I liked that I did not have to pump or squeeze. I didn't have to get product on my fingers or use a brush. A lot of the product didn't go to waste either, because I'm spraying it directly on my face. So I did like that. As far as my makeup is concerned, do I think I see an improved difference with using both of those sprays? I will say this past weekend I was babysitting my best friend's son. He's 3 months, and you know, she went out of town for her birthday with her husband, and so I had him like 2 nights and 3 days. And my daughter is 3 years old, so I'm not really used to infants or newborns or anything like that. So I did not get a lot of sleep last night. He, you know, was waking up throughout the night So one thing that I did do when I got home today was I took a nap in this makeup. I was really in a deep sleep because I was so exhausted and so tired. So not only did I put it on at 5 o'clock in the morning and it's 6 o'clock at night, but I also took an entire like 1.5 hour nap in this. So I know a lot of times if I sleep in my makeup, I tend to get a little bit more oily. I think my body kind of overheats or something like that. So that, I will say, is probably one of the reasons why I'm not really feeling my makeup 100% right now, is because I have slept on it. If it were just a regular day and I didn't take a nap and all I was doing was kind of like just sitting around the house or just maybe running a few errands, then I think it would probably look a little bit better. All in all, I like the sprays and I will continue to use them. And so far so good, guys. So instead of using all of these, I could actually just use these 2 sprays and kind of get the same results. And it'll take less time, less effort. So yeah, that's what I'm always looking to do. Knock out a few birds with one stone. You saw how my makeup looked directly after I finished doing it this morning. You tell me if you think the makeup looks just as good now, hours later, as it did when I first finished it this morning. I hope you guys found this review useful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.